Okay, this will be part 2 of the last part I was trying to do. Apparently, I run up the 15-minute timer they had. We left off here on Dantry. Uh, like I said, they only post a few of them through the thousands that they post every day. So, like I said, never go by URLs, but these are good. The Dantry are good to go for. Let's see. Facebook perimeters are invalid. Alright, you see this? That's a no. I don't care what else you think, what you might think. Even though it's a Facebook page, pick no. That's, and usually what I'll go with that is not a full page of content. I'll pick no, not a full page of content. This here is fan fiction. You'll see this come up maybe 4 or 5 times through your set of Classify This hits you go through. It is definitely a web page, and that's what I type in. I just type in fan fiction. Never had a problem with it. Always seems to work just fine. Alright, here's one. It's just a feedback box. Clearly this does not follow their guidelines. I click no for this. Not a full page of content, because that's what it is. Alright. Here's another one of them football UA things. I classify this as a yes, and when I name it football. I do not put the dot. I put football space UA. You do not want to put the things you write down look like you're writing down the URLs, because I believe them will get returned. They do not want the URLs. They want the name of the page. I cannot stress that enough. You'll see a lot of these. These are iFang. They'll be in different ways. This is one of their ones where it's just a picture. It follows the guidelines. It is a web page. For these, I just type iFeng. I-F-E-N-G. That's all I type for them. Click a yes on this one. Never had a rejection. These ones always go through just fine. Here's another version of iFeng you'll see. You can try to translate it whatever you want, but I just type these as iFeng once again. I-F-E-N-G. Click yes. It is a web page, and it's iFeng. Alright. Here's one you'll see a lot of. It's called Imgur. I-M-G-U-R. That is what I call all of them. Out of 99.9% of these you'll see, they are web pages, and they should be called Imgur. You do that, you'll be just fine. Here's one. I put it down as ITV. I've had, going by their criteria, this should be a web page, but I have had a time or two where it came up and some people picked no. So really what you want to do with this one, if you see it, is just go ahead and return it. The chances of it getting you a reject are up there pretty good, so I would return that. Alright, League of Legends. Always yes, and I always type League of Legends. These come up, you'll see about 10 of them or so through a set of Classify This. You'll see a lot of these. This is called Live Door. You can name it something if you can figure out something to name it, because even if you translate it, you don't get many names. This one here is Nico VIP2CH. You can use that as a name, but honestly, I just type Live Door. Every time a Live Door comes up, I just type Live Door. I pick yes, write Live Door, and I move on. Here's another example of a Live Door. You can't get no name out of this. So I pick a yes, I name it Live Door, I move on. This is one of the few. This one's VIPPER. This is a Live Door, but I will name it Vipper. That's the way I do them ones. Here's another Live Door one. Hell if I can figure out what the name of this is. So I pick yes, write Live Door, and I move on. This is law happens. These are always definitely yes. They follow like criteria. They meet it just barely, but they do meet it. So I pick yes. Law happens. Manga Fox, definitely yes. They're real heavy on advertising, but they meet all the criteria. So you see a Manga Fox, pick yes, and that's just what I named it, Manga Fox, just like what it says. All right, this is another one like that. It's called Manga Here. That's what I name it. These are always a yes. Another one you'll see quite a bit, Mimi Center. That's exactly what I name it, and they fall into that criteria. They are a yes. This is Memular. That's what I name it. Memulurlar. That's all I write down for the name, and yes, it meets the criteria. So yes, it is a web page. Uh, this one's MSN page, and that's pretty much all I name it. It fits all the criteria, but I just write MSN. I've never had a problem with them rejecting them for me calling it that. So that's all I do for them. Okay. Uh, this is a part of the Huffington Post. A lot of them you see are just text on the side here, but this is the one Huffington Post where I just write Musica and click yes because it does meet the guidelines. Never had a problem with them being rejected. Uh, this is a not found. You come across this, obviously it's a no, and I just write not found. I mean, that's pretty simple. It's simple as that. Here's one of the Novinky ones. You won't see a whole lot of these, but the ones you do see, they are good. And I write yes, and I just write Novinky. No CZ, none of that. I just write Novinky. You'll see several of these. These are Pinterest. Uh, they always follow the format. So I always click yes and write down Pinterest. You'll see a lot of these Reddit ones. This one I would put down as Reddit funny. Click yes because it follows the guidelines. You'll see several different ones like that. This one's Reddit movies. That's how I write it down. Click yes. Reddit movies. Move on. Reddit technology. Same thing. I write Reddit technology. Pick yes. Move on. This is a rediff. This is an error page. I'll click no, and I'll actually write error page. And that's all I do for them. This is that random refresh button. I guess if you click it, it sends you to a random web page. But that's definitely a no. And I'll click no for that, and not a full page of content. Cena. Alright, you'll see some of these come up. Regardless of what all this other stuff says, I always mark these down as Cena, S-I-N-A, and click yes. I've never had a problem with it, so works just fine for me. Same thing with these. You'll see several of these pop up, usually 5 of them or so, sometimes a few more. But it's in Korean, it's hard to get any kind of name out of it, so I write down S-O-H-U. I always name these Sohyu, and I've not had a rejection from that yet. Sport World, that's the name of it. It's obviously a yes, it meets all the criteria, and this is what I name it. Alright, Travian. It has links, it's a full page, it meets everything. So that's all I do is click yes, and I name it Travian, and I move on. Alright, now here's some tumblers. All the tumblers seem to be good to go. I mark it yes, write Tumblr, move on to the next one. These twit pics, they're always a yes. They always got just enough on them to where they just barely meet the criteria. So that would be a yes, and I would write it down as TwitPic. Okay, here's a Yahoo one. This is the profile's been hidden, whatever, but it is a Yahoo profile. It has login, sign-outs, different connections. So this one you actually want to pick a yes on. It's borderline, but pick yes. You will not get this one rejected. I've not had a problem with it. Here's another Yahoo 10TUC. You can add that to it, but I just write Yahoo. It meets all the criteria, so it gets a yes. So a yes, Yahoo. That's what I name it. This is an odd one. The Yahoo feedback pages. Barely meets the criteria, but everybody seems to pick yes on these. If you pick no, you will get a rejection out of it. So you see this, pick yes, mark it as Yahoo, move on. Same thing with this, Yahoo Finanzas. You can write that or both. That would be a yes. Mark it yes, write it down, move on. This Yahoo one just kills me. This is obviously a no, but if you pick no, sometimes it gets rejected. If you pick yes, sometimes it gets rejected. People just don't know what they want to pick on this one, so return them. Do not even try to pick something on this one. Chances are you won't be lucky, and you'll get a rejection. This is one of the Yahoos where it's got some pictures and whatnot. It meets the criteria. It's got some links. So I just mark it yes as Yahoo and move on. Alright. This is Ynet. You'll see several of them come up. Once you get down to about 600 or 700 hits left on the counter, you'll see these Ynets start coming up. All I ever put's just Ynet. But you could also add the music in the Ynet. It's up to you, but they accept just type in Ynet. But yeah, them are always a yes. And now the Zing ones. There's two Zings you'll see. This is Zing MP3. Pay attention. That's what it is. It meets the criteria, but make sure you type in Zing MP3. Alright? The other Zing you're going to come across is Zing News. This is the only other one you'll see like that. And they always meet the criteria, but just make sure you write Zing News. Make sure you write news and MP3 separate. I always do, and I've never had a problem with any of them getting rejected. And that is pretty much it as far as what I've took the time to screen capture. As far as the most common ones you'll see. By all means, don't copy exactly what I do. You know, the whole point of me putting this together is to help give you a guide so you got something to go by, and so you can feel a little bit more confident when choosing yes or no on what you think something is. I don't know what the rejection threshold is, but I guarantee you, if you follow the rules like how I've just showed you, return the ones you're not sure on, and follow everything the way I'm doing, you can look at making you a nice $70 to $100 a week extra money. You set it up to where the alarm goes off. I have mine set up through a stereo, so it's loud. It'll actually wake me up. So I mean, I can just do these every week and make an extra $400 or $500 a month, no problem. You know. There's other things I do. I set up program ARP, Auto Refresh Plus. I set that up for catching things that go fast, like 2 lakes, and like them crowdsource 14-cent sentiment hits. Because by the time you get alerted for them, they're gone. So Turk Alert's useless for them. Turk Alert is perfect for these though, because the way they post these is in small batches when they start out, and I've never not once not had Turk Alert let me know that they have come up. So, well, this 15 minutes is almost up, man. I hope me doing all this helps some people. It should boost your earnings quite a bit, and hey, feel free to click a link or two on my site on the ads. That'll help me pay for my site. That, or if you do any Amazon shopping, I got an Amazon box there on the guide section, and if you go through there to make your Amazon purchases, it'll actually give me a small percentage of what you spend without charging you any extra. So, but you have to go through there. It can't be something already added to your cart. You actually have to go through there and add it to your cart and buy it. So, anyhow, I wish y'all the best of luck turking, and There'll be more guides coming. Peace out.